this giant saw behind me has the ability to like cut your arm off before you even realize it's gone, right? But unless it's plugged into the source, it has no power.
Well, hey, welcome to the workshop. And I'm here with the guys of A Better Us, Eric Maines, we got Mike Pinball Clements, and Dan McCauley. And guys, you probably remember the old sitcom Home Improvement.
Oh, yeah.
With Tim the Toolman Taylor. So here we are. We're talking home improvement. We're talking maybe some tools to help us in our marriages and in our families. By the way, what was it with that Wilson guy on Home Improvement? You only saw this much of his face. He always was behind the fence.
But he was taller than the fence, so he was just kind of showing, oh, I can look over into your backyard.
I think if Eric stood at that fence, you'd be like...
Yeah. Tim the Toolman Taylor would just build a higher fence. Yeah. He's like, I got tall neighbors, I get a bigger fence.
I'd be jumping.
Well, with home improvement, you know, we all want to become a better us, and that's what we always talk about on this program. Mm-hmm. And there's different ways we can learn to do that, and different tools that we can have. And hopefully you use A Better Us as kind of a tool to watch and to view and to, you know what, I like to look at YouTube videos when I have a project and it's something I haven't quite done before. So I go on YouTube and I can find out, you know, what tools I need, how you build this or how you fix that. And so we do have a lot of tools like that on our Better Us YouTube channel you can check out too.
Oh, I see where you
you see where I was going with that? Okay, a little shameless plug there for our YouTube channel.
That's good.
But we just watched Dr. Mike there on the beach, and some good stuff about being a real man. And what does it really mean to be a leader? You know, that can be a term that has, you know, people have a lot of different ideas of what that means. But he had some good points there. And so what are some thoughts about what Dr. Mike had to say about being a real man in the home?
Yeah, be a real man. One thing that I've had to learn in my own marriage is to be a man of my word. You know, men with good intentions, they make promises. But men with good character, they keep promises. And so, and I feel like God has modeled that very well for us. God makes promises and he keeps promises. And that's something that I've been working on. I say, you know what, Kara, I'm going to make sure that I take the garbage out when it needs to be done. I'm going to clean the cars. Like those are going to be my responsibilities. And then in the past, they've slipped through, and then the cars are just disgusting, and the garbage is piling up, and I'm like, why isn't this getting done? Just like, right, this is my responsibility. I made that promise, and I need to keep my promise. I want to be a husband of good character. Yeah. I want to be a real man in that way, and so that's something that I need to work on, and we're in the workshop to work on things today. So
yeah, and when you have small kids like you do, it is hard to keep the car pretty clean. You know, when they're throwing food around
like the Happy Meal, it gets dumped, and then all right, let's see what we got.
Man.
It's fun.
But that's good. The whole Promise Keeper idea is a big one in really showing leadership.
I was thinking about it with, I mean, it sounded like an immense responsibility and weight to be the source, like the headwater, the source for all this life to your family. And I was thinking about it, and the truth is, as strong as we may be, we don't have that within us. We don't have that source in and of ourselves. And so there's a key there, I think, in not trying to be so strong and be something that you're not, but being smart about it. You know, sometimes my wife will ask me to do something because she thinks it requires my physical strength as a male to do it, when really it's just about being smart about it. I don't think it was this thing, but just the kind of thing as an example. You know, can you take this lid off this thing, honey? You know, because she thinks it needs my physical strength, but what it needs is you need to, you know, press down because there's a child lock. So it's about being smart about it, not that I needed to have physical strength. And I think as men, sometimes we think we have to be so strong and we have to sustain our family and carry it. And sometimes the thing we need to do is realize that we don't have strength within ourselves and to tie into the one that does. You know, it's James, I believe it's 4:10 that says to humble ourselves and admit our need for him, and then he will come and lift us up. So this giant saw behind me has the ability to like cut your arm off before you even realize it's gone, right? But unless it's plugged into the source, it has no power. And we are like that as men. We can be powerful, but if we're not plugged into the right source, if we're not tapped into the ultimate source, we need to be smart about it, not try and just muscle our way through it in our own strength, but be smart about it and tie into the real source.
Yeah, good stuff.
Well, you've given all the meat, so I maybe just like to follow up to say this, that we often talk about trying to define a man, right? And what the man should do and what the man should